In the 2017 NBA season, it wasn't a buzzer beater or a record-breaking triple-double that made headlines. It was a piece of fabric. Yes, a bright red leg sleeve bearing the Supreme logo shook the very foundation of the NBA's branding game. But why did this accessory cause such an uproar? From gold chains swinging to the rhythm of dunks in the 80s to the mysterious allure of the black face mask, passing through Athletic Propulsion Shoes, the NBA has seen its fair share of style statements, but not all accessories were slam dunks in the eyes of the league. Dive in as we unravel the tales of banned accessories where fashion meets fouls. Number 1. Ninja-style headbands. In the NBA, style and swagger often go hand in hand with athletic prowess. And when Nike became the league's official apparel provider in the 2017-18 season, the scene was set for a unique fusion of fashion and sport. Enter the ninja-style headband, worn by giants of the game like Jimmy Butler, De'Aaron Fox, and even catching the eye of LeBron James, this accessory swiftly became the new rage. But as quickly as they became a phenomenon, clouds of controversy began to gather. NBA spokesman Mike Bass voiced concerns that the ninja-style headbands weren't part of the official NBA uniform. More significantly, teams flagged worries over safety and consistency, not least about their size, length, and tying method. The NBA, always cautious, didn't want to introduce a potential hazard onto the court. Players like Butler and Towns, who had sported the headband the previous season, escaped penalty. But a clear message was sent. From 2019 onwards, any player donning the ninja headband would face a fine. The ban raised eyebrows and questions. Some wondered why the accessory, if considered unprofessional, wasn't prohibited the previous season. Others speculated that aesthetics, not safety, was the real issue. Regardless of the true motive, the era of the NBA's ninja-style headband was alas short-lived. Number 2. Gold chains. In the heart of the 1980s, the NBA was a different world. There were fewer rules, fewer restrictions, and players had the freedom to express themselves. One form of expression was gold chains. Legends like Dr. J, Wilt, and Darryl Dawkins were the first ones who started this trend. Dawkins, with his multiple long chains swinging out of his jersey, became one of the most iconic representatives of this style. And then there was Michael Jordan, the budding superstar. Even in his early days, he wore a thick gold rope chain, which added a dash of flair to his high-flying dunks. However, while the fans and players loved this stylish addition, the NBA's management grew concerned. The game was fast-paced, with bodies colliding and hands reaching out for the ball. Amidst all this action, those swinging chains weren't just accessories, they were potential hazards. The iconic image of Dr. J and Larry Bird, both clashing and reaching for each other's necks, painted a clear picture of the risk involved. No one wanted to witness a player getting injured, or worse, choked because of a chain. As a result, in the interest of player safety, the NBA put a stop to this trend. To this day, while you'll see NBA stars adorned with jewelry worth fortunes before a game, once they step onto that court, the chains come off. Number 3. Black face mask. The year was 2012. During the NBA All-Star game, Dwyane Wade, in an attempt to hinder Kobe's layup, fouled him. Kobe sustained a serious fractured nose and concussion. The aftermath of this clash saw Kobe initially wearing a clear face mask. However, it wasn't long before Kobe switched to a sleek black face mask. This subtle change did more than protect him. It symbolized defiance, style, and a touch of mystery. Soon, Kyrie Irving, another basketball maestro, also graced the court wearing his version of the black mask, marking a 41-point game at the iconic Madison Square Garden. However, the spotlight truly shone on the black mask when LeBron James paired it with the Heat's all-black uniform. It was dramatic, almost superhero-like, and fans were in awe. But the NBA officials were wary. They believed that the mask concealed eye movements, giving players wearing it an edge. Moreover, referees found it hard to interpret facial expressions, a key aspect in ensuring fair play. Although the NBA didn't officially ban it, they diplomatically requested players to adopt the clear mask. LeBron's subsequent appearance in a transparent mask marked the end of the enigmatic black mask era. However, it's essential to note that the face mask itself isn't a new phenomenon in the NBA. Players like Rip Hamilton made the clear mask his signature after a nose injury in 2003. But the allure and enigma of the black face mask remain unmatched. Number 4. Black and Red Air Jordan 1. In the annals of NBA history, few shoes have sparked as much controversy as the Black and Red Air Jordan 1. Michael Jordan, the basketball prodigy, sported these shoes with pride. But the NBA had its rulebook, and within its pages was a seemingly innocent rule about uniformity. Shoes had to match the players' uniforms, and more importantly, they had to match the shoes of teammates. The striking red and bold black of the Air Jordan 1S defied this rule. And so, each time Jordan set foot on the court with these shoes, the cash register rang not for sales, but for fines. A whopping $5,000 was the price tag every time those iconic sneakers touched the hardwood. Instead of backing down, Nike, sensing an unmatched marketing opportunity, footed the bill. They transformed the NBA's ban into a selling point, turning these sneakers into symbols of defiance. The league's attempt to rein in individuality only amplified the shoe's allure, with the ban letter to Nike becoming part of sneaker lore. Number 5. Athletic Propulsion Shoe. More than 10 years after banning the Air Jordan 1, history repeated itself again. This time the target was Athletic Propulsion Shoes. Now, the APL wasn't just any ordinary sneaker. On the outside, it boasted a sleek, tech-forward design that made heads turn. But it's true, magic lay hidden beneath the surface. Tucked away under the ball of the foot was a specialized compression spring. This wasn't just for comfort or style, it had a purpose. The compression spring in the APL was meticulously designed to boost a player's vertical leap by a staggering 3.5 inches. To put that in perspective, think of some of the NBA's most explosive players. Their agility, speed, and jumping prowess are already the stuff of legends. Now add an extra 3.5 inches to their vertical jump. The court would witness dunks, rebounds, and blocks like never before. But with great power comes great responsibility. The NBA had a dilemma on its hands. If only a handful of players sported the APL, it would tilt the playing field, granting them an undue advantage. After all, the essence of sports is fair competition. So the NBA made a tough decision. The APL joined the ranks of the Air Jordan 1 as the second shoe to ever be banned by the league. The decision, though controversial, was rooted in preserving the integrity of the game. Number 6. Customized Band-Aids. It was 2009. Dwyane Wade, one of the NBA's shining stars, took a hard hit. A blow to the face by Bobcats forward Juwan Howard left a mark beneath Wade's left eye that needed a stitch. Injuries are a common sight in the NBA, but what followed next was anything but ordinary. The Miami Heat staff, always wanting the best for their players, suggested a solution for Wade. To protect the stitch and maintain his iconic image on the court, they introduced him to a custom-made Band-Aid. It was tailor-made to match the color of his uniform, and to add a personal touch, it had Wade's name on it. The court lit up with excitement every time Wade made an appearance with his unique accessory. Fans loved it, and Wade himself grew fond of the look, so much so that even after his injury healed, he didn't want to part ways with his trendy Band-Aid. The NBA, on the other hand, did not like this look, and banned it from being worn to this very day. In their official statement, the NBA said that Band-Aids can be used for healing, but not for fashion. A player can wear a Band-Aid for healthcare purposes, but it shouldn't have any name or identification on it. Number 7. The Supreme Sleeves. It was 2017, and the world of fashion was under the spell of a brand called Supreme. Their iconic red and white logo was a status symbol, a badge of honor for anyone who wore it. And as it happens with most trends, it wasn't long before the NBA felt the Supreme wave. Enter Kelly Oubre Jr., the dynamic player from the Washington Wizards. But what caught everyone's attention that day wasn't a dunk or a three-pointer. It was Oubre's bright red Supreme sleeve, gracefully adorning his right leg. But by halftime, the sleeve vanished because the NBA believed in showcasing its logo, not Supreme's. The wave didn't stop there. J.R. Smith of the NBA flaunted a black Supreme sleeve. The first time, the NBA remained silent, but the second time, they warned of fines. This didn't sit well, especially with NBA star LeBron James, who voiced his displeasure to his vast social media audience. But Smith's defiance peaked when he made a permanent statement. If he couldn't wear a Supreme sleeve, he'd have it inked. Smith tattooed the Supreme logo on his right leg. The NBA's answer: conceal the tattoo or face fines. The battle between individual expression and corporate branding raged on. It wasn't just about a sleeve or a tattoo. The court, over the years, has been both a stage of competition and a runway of fashion. As we reminisce about the dunks, the passes, and the buzzer beaters, we also celebrate the individuality, the flair, and the stories that made the NBA more than just a game. It's a symphony of sport, style, and soul.